Welcome to the Verdin Sports Show. Got my guy G-Sportz in the building. G, what a weekend, bro. I'd ask how your weekend went. I feel like I know, though. Crazy, crazy situation here in Baton Rouge, man. Give me your instant reaction. Come on, off the cuff.
Lane broke the internet like I knew he would. This reminds me of Beyonce dropping an album at 12 midnight.
Yeah, you called this
Why
shit.
why everybody sleep, bro? So that's what he wanted. He likes the attention. It was good PR for him. I know Jimmy Sexton is jumping up and down in his office right now. And I know Tiger fans are salivating over the first game of the season next year against Clemson.
Yep. Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I had to wait. I waited up all night, G. It was like 3 in the morning. I'm sitting there just hoping to hear something. On 3 comes out. Pete Nakos and Brent, they drop it. I'm like, man, is this serious? Is it for real? And I give it a little bit of time. And that thing grew some legs, dog. This is probably one of the craziest coaching hiring moments I've ever witnessed, ever. And look, I ain't gonna lie to you, G. This is one of the moments we're gonna flash back because I already see one right here. Shout out JTL. I got one on Twitter. Everybody gonna be like, man, we knew Lane was coming, bro. If there's anything, any prediction this season that I would have wanted to be wrong, G, it's this one because it doesn't put LSU in a pickle. Because I tell you what, if you go all in, buddy. If you go all in, there is one of two things that can happen. We saw the better outcome tonight. We were just worried from a standpoint of how is LSU going to be able to handle a plan B? Thank God you don't got to worry about it. Verge Osbury went in. If you look at the contract details, a couple of interesting things. First, 7 years, $91 million. He has an incentive to become the highest paid coach if he wins a national championship here. Another interesting incentive, they offered to pay his postseason bonuses in case Ole Miss wins a national title. Now, maybe that wasn't the biggest thing to allow him to let go, but it's an interesting, hey, we're all in on you moment. Like, you know what? It don't matter. This is it. This is my guy. This is my top choice. We'll do anything it takes to get you here in Baton Rouge. So Verge Osbury, buku hat tips. Not just one, bro. I give you damn 30. I did this shit all stream. That was a hell of a hire. You got your top prospect. No matter the governor, the BK buyout, the lawsuit, no matter what happened, they got the top prospect. So shout out to him.
I beg to differ about them paying him $1 million if Ole Miss wins a national championship. Anybody in their right mind know Ole Miss ain't got a shot in hell and win a national championship.
Right.
Keywan Lacey, who's one of the best running backs in the country, just got in the transfer portal. They won't have him. They just lost 80% of the guys on the offensive staff. How in the world do anybody think that Ole Miss gonna have a shot in this playoff? Ain't
I
gonna happen. Ain't
yeah,
gonna happen. And the defense is solid at best. Solid
yeah.
at best. So I don't know why this was even a report that they're gonna pay him $1 million if Ole Miss win the national championship.
I
That's
think
that's
it just
like,
goes to show how all in they were on him, though. It's just like, hey, bro, it don't
but
matter what happens.
bro, piss on my back and tell me it's raining.
Damn. No
I,
diddy.
I
Wait,
mean, come
pause.
on, bro. Like they not gonna win the Natty. I
Right.
would I would bet everything that I own that Ole Miss won't win a national championship. So if I'm Lane Kiffin, that wouldn't have moved me at all.
Okay. I just, man, whenever I saw it, the first thing I thought was, that's interesting because I not only have I not heard it, but it seems like they, what do you say, throw the kitchen sink, everything butter, whatever the hell, bro. They threw the damn foundation, they threw the slab, they threw the wiring, they threw damn insulated pipes. I mean, holy shit.
Now I will tell you this: I was impressed. Oh, you know what? That's the wrong word. I don't want to say impressed. You showing him that you all in by paying some of his paying some of the money that he's owed for his house. I
Yep.
think his house is worth 2.8. Well, he paid $2.8 million for that house in Oxford. LSU is expected, if he can't sell it, LSU is expected to pay like around $1 million or a little over $1 million if he can't sell it. Now, you want to talk about a report? You report that
Yep.
because what if he don't sell it and LSU pays that kind of money? I think that says a lot about how much they wanted it. But I think the biggest thing for me is, and we've been talking about it for weeks since this Lane Kiffin story broke about him possibly coming. People keep misconstruing what I'm saying about LSU going after Lane Kiffin. I do think Lane Kiffin, I'm going to say this again, for the people that got bad understanding. I do think Lane Kiffin should have been the #1 candidate. No argument with me, right? I think Lane Kiffin is a damn good coach. No argument with me. I would not have done and went and broke my back behind Lane Kiffin the way LSU and Florida was willing to do, right? All right. Lane Kiffin has a $72 million buyout. You still got to pay BK $54 million. You make your last payment to Ed Orgeron this week or next week for his buyout. You got to pay Scott Woodward $7 million in a buyout. You got to pay some of these assistant coaches that's probably going to be let go. You got to pay them the rest of their contract out. And you made him the second highest paid coach in the country next to Kirby Smart. I just don't agree with paying him that kind of money and throwing the kitchen sink at him as if he has won a national championship before, like he's been like he won the SEC before. Lane Kiffin has had a hell of a 2 or 3 year run at Ole Miss. Can't take nothing from him. Do think he deserved the job, but I think they went a little overboard, thinking about how popular he is, how he could put a lot of butts in the seats. I get it. They got tired of people leaving Tiger Stadium at halftime. I get it. Right? You want LSU talked about on every national television broadcast around the country. I get it. You want to make LSU the Dallas Cowboys of college football. I understand it. But when you talk about as a football coach, he is not in the first tier and as everybody else. I think he's in the same stratosphere as all the guys we've been talking about all week. And that's Eli Drinkwitz, that's Kenny Dillingham, that's John Summerall, that's Elko at Texas A&M, that's Clark Lee at Vanderbilt. This dude went 11-2 at Vandy, bro, and in the 12-team playoff. Vanderbilt. You can't sit here and make a case and tell me that Lane Kiffin is in a different stratosphere for any of them coaches I just named. We're not even gonna talk about Kirby Smart. That's not even a discussion. So in my mind, we gonna break the bank and go to this extreme for somebody that is in the same stratosphere as all those other coaches I named. That's the only point I was making. I think the $72 million buyout, they better hope they don't come back to bite them. Right? If he decides to leave, right, he only has to pay LSU $7 million. This is a win-win for Lane Kiffin, especially somebody that has shown, right, that he can't stay in a place for too long.
My take on it is I feel like they were in such a predicament. I mean, I said it time and time again on this show. People are going to get tired of me saying it for this final time. LSU had a fork in the road, bro, and if they didn't get a home run hire, I think that not only will there obviously be scrutiny, but we can ignore stuff like that. That's external. We're just worried internal at this point. The buyout is a little worrisome, but if you take a stab, it's worrisome. If you do take a stab,
73 M's, a little? That's a lot, bro.
Stab, though, on another coach, the buyout might be lowered, but then again, G, the chances of the buyout, like let's say you get Drink. I would say in my mind, there's a higher percentage you'd have to buy out somebody like Drink than Lane. In my opinion, just with the 4-year run, the double digits, 2 of those 4 years having 11 wins. Obviously, he's in the playoff. There is a high expectation.
Bro, you could have did the same thing. You could have did the same thing.
He's first time as an athletic director. He has to be able to not only cement his spot, because, bro, a month ago, they didn't even know if we're going to keep him full time. He's interim. He's not. Oh, we're going to make him full time. Oh, I'm going to have to think about the decision. He's got pressure where he had to smash this shit out the park. And I think he did. I think this was the most surprising hire. And then also, you do instantly change the entire conversation around your brand like that. I mean, dude, it's a national story. It might even be international at this point.
I understand they felt the pressure to get the sexy name. Lane Kiffin, from when Jimmy Sexton, his agent, said in the report saying that it wasn't about the money. It was about where he can go and get the best players and where he have the salary pool to pay the best players. So why you had to give him $91 million for 7 years and make it a $72 million buyout? That don't make sense to me. Why did you offer to pay for his house in Oxford if he can't sell it? That don't make sense to me. Just those things, I can't wrap my head around it. I can't wrap my head around it. You could have made his contract incentive based, and I'm not comparing him to John Summerall because I think he's in another tier than John Summerall in a sense, right? I think John Summerall is well deserving of the Florida job, but I don't think he should have had the same contract as John Summerall. But John Summerall's contract with Florida is mostly incentive based, right? And I just think if this doesn't work, I'm just playing devil's advocate right now. If it doesn't work, this could set LSU football program back 5 or 6 years. I really believe that, especially in the times we living in with NIL and coaches moving around the way they're doing, bro. They better be careful with this, and they better know what they're doing. This got to work. This got to work. This will be your third coach you buying out if this doesn't work. And let's not act like Lane Kiffin is not a wild card.
Yeah. Somebody right here saying Kawan didn't hit the portal. They said it was a troll post.
Oh, well, yeah, all right. Well,
hold
on.
What's up?
You crazy as hell if you think he's not about to hit the portal.
I just wanted to clarify, but
yeah, it might be a troll post, but
yeah,
you crazy as hell if you think he's not about to hit the portal.
Yeah. But to your point about how it has to work, yeah, and that was my main quote unquote worry going through this entire hiring process is that if you go all in on a guy, I don't want to be left in a spot where, oh shit, everybody's getting hired, everybody's making decisions, and we're the last one where we're going to plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E, yada, yada, yada. At least in this situation, you are able to target National Signing Day. He already met with guys like Lamar Brown. And I'm going to be real, man. This is just my opinion, though, and I'll let you respond after. Let's say we did get a guy like Drink. I do think the draw of Lane Kiffin is going to be bigger because, like you said, it's the sexy name, it's the hype, it's the top prospect. So, I mean, maybe in their situation, they're like, you know what? We won't have to, I'm not trying to say do as much work, but it's going to be a smoother transition. And then we don't have to convince boosters. We don't have to convince all these different people. There was probably just so many hoops to jump through. If you could go get the number one guy, in my opinion, just go get the number one guy. And I'm very surprised they were able to get it done because in my opinion, if I'm Lane, I would have stayed. But that's me. I'm obviously not in this situation. I'm not having $90 million thrown in front of my face. I'm sure my tune would change real quick. But I'm shocked by the hire. I can't believe they got it done. And I'm not going to lie, bro. Like every now and then I had to pinch myself. I'm like, damn, LSU they really went go get the top dog. Like I didn't think it was going to happen. Very surprised.
I agree with everything you just said. This was a PR move first, football coach second. Just being real. Like, that's not me saying I don't think Lane Kiffin is a good coach.
Right.
I'm saying if he had the personality of an Eli Drinkwitz, who's mild-mannered, kind of stays off the scene, doesn't do too much on social media. This is not looked at as a big-time hire on a national grand scheme of things. Lane Kiffin has done a phenomenal job of promoting himself on social media. He's done a phenomenal job of saying certain things in press conferences for it to go viral. He has done a great job of the sideline antics, shooting jump shots on the sideline that they score a touchdown, throwing alley hoops to his players, interacting with the opposing team in a post game interview on the field like he did against Oklahoma. Everything he does is thought about and it's proactive. Like, I get it, and that's sexy, and we live in a trendy world. So you do make a good point when you talk about being able to get guys to come play for him, and you got that LSU going across your chest. This makes it to the point where LSU probably going to be in the top 3 recruiting class year in and year out while Lane Kiffin is there.
Yep.
I agree with that. But I just got to see him put it all together.
Yep.
That's what I got to see. I got to see him put this staff together. I got to see how does he deal with the pressure of being in Baton Rouge and living up to the hype. Because like we talked about, LSU fans are turning into Dallas Cowboy fans. Very unrealistic, thinking they should win a national championship every year. That's how they think. Can Lane live up to that? Can Lane live up to the questions that he started getting asked when his name was coming up for the LSU job. He gonna be asked that kind of stuff all year round, from the spring football to fall camp, throughout the season, when they playing anybody. Can he handle that on a consistent basis and not flash out? Can he? Can he stay here for the long haul? I got a question about that. We'll see.
Yep. No, the last part that you said, I think that's going to be the thing that's on everybody's subconscious, whether you want to bring it up or not. Tyrann Mathieu said it. We brought it up. I'll bring it up again. Shout out Honey Badger. I think he's speaking facts. He did show a little bit of disloyalty. Now, like I said, gee, if I got offered $91 million, I probably would start sweating a little bit too.
Ole Miss was gonna give him. They was gonna match it, bro. They
You're
was
right.
gonna match it.
It's just a perfect combination, man. It's like, I remember a long time ago we were talking about Napier with Florida. You just can't say no. And like with LSU, you just can't say no, bro. It's like, man, this is such a good opportunity to be able to just run it. Then to your class rank point about how you can get buku recruits and all this stuff. So at Ole Miss, he was obviously the transfer portal king. You get the second ranked class back-to-back years, the first ranked class this year, the fourth ranked class. Nick Saban brought up a damn good point, though. Now the shift goes, G, from like, I got to build everything with the portal to I'm supplementing with the portal, because we keep talking about the pipeline and, shake a tree and 55 stars fall out of it in the boot. Now I think he could potentially have a nice foundation set, of course, with the players we already have. Then he can develop a recruiting base, and instead of having to go grab 20 kids, you can go grab 12, and you can allocate the resources in a different way, and you have a higher chance on hitting on people. Either way, I do want to see how he builds it. To your point, same thing I said with, I don't know if he's getting hired. I got to see it to believe it. I do agree with that. You're going to have to see the results, because talk is cheap. I want to see actual wins. I want to see LSU in a scenario where they're in the playoffs like Ole Miss. And then about the staff point, another big question, one that I was talking to you prior to the stream, I want to try to ask at the press conference. Rumors are Blake Baker's planning to get retained. And I mean, from the outside looking in, bro, that's a ticket at that point. You got a top 15 defense, yet offense was rough. Man, it seems like a crazy monster right here.
I hate to be negative Nancy on this stream, but I just got to be real with y'all. That's what we do here on this podcast. Blake Baker is interviewing for the Tulane job as we speak. So, and for the ones that don't know, he played at Tulane, right? Has aspirations of being a head coach. We'll see how this goes. I think that for him to not go and take that job at Tulane, right? Billy Napier have to come in and just do something like what Bill Belichick did to John Summerall for the North Carolina job. Or LSU would have to up his money. I know Blake Baker, if I'm not mistaken, he's the highest paid DC in the SEC right now.
Yep.
They probably would have to give him a raise and put him to 1.5. I think he's getting paid like right at $1 million. They probably have to up it to 1.5, because if you get the Tulane job, which he's one of the front runners, if Napier doesn't say he really wants it, I think Tulane probably would have offered Blake maybe around $2.8 million, right? So if LSU could give him a raise and get him to about 1.5, he might consider staying at LSU. So we'll see, bro. I think that process is gonna move pretty quickly. I think we'll know probably by tomorrow if Blake is gonna take the head coaching job at Tulane or if he's gonna stay at LSU.
And I saw a report as well saying Summerall was offered 4. Obviously, I don't think a new coach would be. That was
yeah.
But, hey, if y'all can get to 4, I agree. They're gonna get to like 3, right around. He gonna get a nice check. He gonna double that salary, man.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, Summerall proved it at Troy, and then he came to Tulane and knocked it out the park
twice.
So 4 was well deserving for John Summerall. They're not gonna get nowhere close to that. Well, no. I would like to see my dude get that kind of money.
Yep.
But I just think, realistically speaking, first year head coach, I can see him giving him around about 2.5, 2.8 M's, and probably put some incentives in there where you could probably make up to probably like 3.5.
Yep, I think that'd be a good sweet spot, 2.5 to 3, and then also I think you'd become instantly the highest paid AAC coach.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't be mad if they hired Blake Baker or Billy Napier at Tulane. I think that's how you keep that thing rolling uptown, hiring 2 guys that has familiarity with Louisiana and had success in Louisiana, especially with recruiting and just their success as a coach. I think that'll be two good hires if Tulane was able to pull that all with either one of them.
I agree. And I mean, the foundation's been laid. Last two coaches have been great. The third coach that's coming in obviously is going to have some expectations. But I mean, look, with what Blake's been able to do over here, he handled expectations because he's coming into a room, dog, where the defense was getting ridiculed, scrutinized, didn't have much talent. He made it work the first year. It was a beautiful masterpiece this year. I mean, I think that is the man for the task at any level. If you can do this at LSU, especially at that point, rebuilding it instantly with all that pressure, I think you'll be able to take the reins at a program that already has its foundation set and stable.
For sure.
I want to talk about this too. Lane Kiffin yesterday, instantly getting to work. He met with Lamar Brown, met with Blake, met with Frank Wilson. I want to ask you this question. So Lamar is a big talking point. Obviously, after the A&M game, everybody saw he looked upset. He's walking away. Oh, he's decommitting. He's decommitting. And he never said anything. He's just sitting back. He went to every single home game, G. He did all the right things. And I'm going to double down and give you flowers one more time, G. Say, man, ain't nobody in the chat going to do it, bro. So I'm going to have to do it to you. You said that wasn't going to be a worry. You were talking about Lamar staying committed. You were talking about the type of kid he is, the type of head he has on his shoulders. Do you think now Lamar will be like a little bit of a domino effect? Okay, cool. Lane's bought in. Lamar's still here. Now Lamar continues to help attract recruits. What signing they looking like? Is there anything on your radar from that standpoint?
Yeah, like I told y'all last week, Richard Anderson, who was a top five, top seven player in the country, the D tackle from Endicott, went on an official visit to the University of Texas. And Texas is hitting all cylinders right now, right? Especially coming off a big win against A&M on rivalry week. You just saw the 2027 receiver from Brother Martin, Easton Royal just commit, right? So they trending in the right direction. I can tell you that Richard Anderson enjoyed his visit. He likes everything that Austin has to offer, along with the football program. Sarkeesian is a really good recruiter, right? I do think LSU gonna be in for a fight to keep Richard Anderson signed, committed and signed on signing day. I know that his head coach Bryce Brown and Richard Anderson is supposed to be going to Baton Rouge to meet with Lane and the staff um, either today or tomorrow. So we're gonna see how that's gonna go. Bryson Martinez, the offensive lineman from East Ascension. He's another one, man. I want to say he went on an official visit to either A&M or Texas, if I'm not mistaken. He's another one that they're gonna have to pay close attention to make sure he don't go elsewhere on signing day. So um, I think Lane has the charisma and the name to be able to keep this class intact. But we'll see.
Yep. Real quick, everybody, like that stream. Drop your comment. We'll get to the chat here in a little bit. I got a couple more questions for our guy G. Hit that subscribe button. Y'all know the drill. Like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Got a nice little crowd in here. Had to remind y'all, boys, smash that like button, man. Come on, helps us out. Now, from a transfer portal target standpoint, you kind of touched on it earlier. Obviously, Ole Miss, there will be a mass exodus. There will be. They tried to curb it and taper it as best as they could with the Pete Golding promotion, because if you promote from within, you obviously have that continuity aspect. The team already has a relationship with him, yada yada yada. That was probably more for the playoff run. I get it. I know he was named permanent. I'm just saying that was probably a big factor into it. If they didn't have a playoff to play, I'm sure they would have probably gone do some interviews, whatever. That's not here nor there. Let's say Ole Miss players hit the portal. Let's say other players, maybe a Lagway, whatever the case may be, hit the portal. Anybody on your radar in that regard?
To come to LSU,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could answer that better in about a week or two when guys start really putting their name in the portal. Like I said, I think that Trinidad Chambers uh, put something in with the NCAA to try to see if he can get an extra year, because they're trying to say that D2 is different than D1 and they should treat it like it's a JUCO, so he shouldn't lose them years of eligibility. I think that's going to play a huge factor in how Lane goes about the portal. He got to get a quarterback. And
Yep.
look, I like Michael Van Buren, but he did not audition good these last 3 weeks of the season, bro. That was his opportunity to possibly put himself in a situation to compete for the starting spot at LSU.
Yep.
I just don't think he made a good case for himself. The Arkansas game, preferably in the second half, is when I looked at him and said, okay, I think this kid has a chance to be really good. I think he could possibly be somebody that could have an opportunity to be a starting quarterback for LSU next year. But bro, the Western Kentucky game, the Bama game, and god damn that Oklahoma game, he
Phew.
did not look like the best version of himself. And he really, I think he really hurt his chances, not only at LSU, but if he gets in the portal. I really believe that. So if Trinidad Chambers gets that extra year eligibility, you got to know he coming to Baton Rouge. You got to know. Uh,
100%.
if he doesn't get that year eligibility, I could promise you that the quarterback from UCLA, he's gonna be somebody that could possibly end up coming to Baton Rouge. You know, that was already in the talks before Brian Kelly even got fired, right? So we'll see how that goes. I think DJ Lagway is gonna be somebody that's gonna be a name that's gonna be floating around because John Summerall getting that job, right? Who's a defensive minded coach. People got to remember that it's going to depend on who he hires as his OC. If it's not an OC that DJ Lagway and his father respects and thinks that can take him to another level, I just don't see DJ Lagway stand in Gainesville. I really don't. And I can see him in that portal. And if you anybody that watch college football and really understands the landscape of things, man, if Lane Kiffin could do that for a Division II quarterback in year one in Trinidad Chambers, what you think he could do for DJ Lagway?
Sky the limit. About to break through that thing, bro. Go straight to outer space, dog. Man, he gonna land on Mars. I ain't even gonna lie to you. With the talent that he got, a lot of different quarterbacks, I feel like. I mean, look, I even thought about Bryce Underwood. I'm not trying to throw it straight at Michigan. I'm sorry. But I'm just saying, like, Bryce Underwood would be better served in a situation like this, too. Let me jump into this Michael Van Buren stat sheet because you brought it up. I had to Google it. Yeah, man, that thing was not good at all, bro. These are his completion percentages in the games he started: 45, 67, 59, 56. Last two games, threw a pick in each of them. Last two games, scored a combined 23 points. Wouldn't have even got them to the mark that they needed to stop them from being one of the statistically worst offenses in LSU history, which would have been that 25-point mark, obviously. Haven't scored 25 plus on a FBS opponent all season, G. I don't know, man. Look, this was my take on Michael Van Buren during camp. I agree with you from a potential standpoint because, look, he did show flashes. I mean, dog, there was a 300-yard passing game. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of tape to be able to watch. Then you come get him over in spring ball. A couple of things made me worry just from a decision-maker standpoint. Sometimes it made him seem like he was sitting in the pocket too long, wasn't comfortable, threw a couple picks to P.J. Woodland, a couple short balls. But, I mean, I also brought that up to you, and you're like, yeah, he's learning a new scheme. And that's a good point because it's a quick transition. I feel like you know what you got with him is what I'm saying because you saw some things that made you worry in spring. You saw some things that made you worry at the end. You got everything that you need to know at this point. And you think they bring him multiple, like one big one and then one backup one? Or what's this looking like? Because if Mike leaves, I know Colin Hurley is separated from the team. He's not officially in the portal yet. How is this going to go?
Colin Hurley, I mean, I think it's safe to say he won't be back. Unless something drastically changes, I don't think you see Colin Hurley back in Baton Rouge. And you never know, man. I want to say Lane might have recruited Michael Van Buren coming out of high school. I know he was committed to Oregon, and then he flipped from Oregon to Mississippi State with John Levy. But don't quote me on that. But I think Lane might have offered Michael Van Buren coming out of high school. I think Michael Van Buren's from Georgia or Florida.
Let's see.
Where you from?
He's born in Bowie, Maryland, but let me see where he played football. St. Francis Academy in Maryland. Yeah.
Oh, so all right. So you're from Maryland.
Right, that's Boogle far.
Yeah, but I said all to say I think Lane might have offered him at Ole Miss when he was coming out of high school. So I think it's going to depend on because I guarantee you this: Lane is so much of an offensive mind and so much of a quarterback whisperer that he might see some things in Michael Van Buren and be like, I could fix those things. I could get him to reach a high level of quarterback play. He might look at Michael Van Buren and say that to himself. I don't know. It just depends on if he has familiarity with him, in the past before he even got to LSU, or if he's going to look at the tape and say, look, I think this is more on the offensive line, the play calling, and him not being in the scheme that long, and this is why he looked like that. It just, I can tell you this. they was in meetings yesterday till like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Damn.
Yeah, Lane watching tape, evaluating rosters, getting feedback on kids on the team. Like it- they was in the building till like 1 o'clock, past 1 o'clock in the morning, bro, going through these things. So, um, and you never know, man. Michael Van Buren might want to stay at LSU. Like he might want to stay, and because he's still gonna have 2 years left. Nah, he probably gonna leave.
Somebody dropped this in the chat, man. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to our guy Alexander Taylor, because this is an interesting one right here. I had to do a Google search to get some context. Maryland is 4.5 hours away from Virginia Tech. James Franklin obviously just got a job. They'll probably need a new guy. That could be an interesting one if he were to leave. That's something I wouldn't have thought of, because I know he's an SEC guy, SEC twice. I would have figured SEC, but I mean, like the ACC, it ain't bad, bro. It ain't bad at this point. Got a question in the chat right here. Do we think Brad Davis's job is safe? I want to tell you something interesting. All right, so I don't know. I don't want to speak out of turn. I want to tell you something interesting, though, and I want your reaction. So you remember at one point, LSU searching for a defensive tackle or D-line coach. A lot of inconsistencies. Obviously, a lot of turnover. Couldn't have any stability in the room. We just kept talking about it. You got Bo Davis. You're like, all right, cool. We're going to get stability. Then he obviously leaves for the Saints. It is what it is. You're able to go get Kyle, former player, understands everything. Why don't you go get another former player, big dog? Go get Andrew Whitworth. Tell him, man, quit that Amazon Prime stuff. Quit that Amazon Prime stuff, Big Whit. Come on.
Big Whit probably don't want coach, man. He probably don't want to deal with this version of college football. But to answer his question, I just think that nobody on that offensive staff is safe except Frank Wilson. I really believe that. I think that Lane is the type of guy that's going to just clean house, and I think him having a prior relationship with Frank going back to the Tennessee days, and them still keeping in contact when he got the Ole Miss. I think that, and along with that, Frank is the godfather of Louisiana. When you talking about having relationships and being able to recruit, and just what he's done with that program and how he put his time in and how he understands the landscape, he's going to be able to help Lane with a lot of different things behind the scenes. And I think Lane is smart enough to understand that. So that's why I think Frank is the only one on the offensive side of the ball that's going to be safe. I think he's just going to bring a whole new slew of people in there. I think he brought like 5 guys from Ole Miss with him on the offensive side already. Mm-hmm. So I think the writing kind of on the wall.
Man, shout out Hanville 07, man. Big $2. Any blame Bradford News. Appreciate the donation, man. Appreciate the super chat. Always warms the heart. G.
Well, Catholic Baton Rouge plays Edna Carr on Friday for the semifinals. You best believe that Frank Wilson will be in attendance. Do not be surprised if Lane Kiffin is in attendance. Do not be surprised if Lane Kiffin takes a stroll by Catholic Baton Rouge this week and try to, give his pitch. So, wouldn't be surprised if Blaine flipped. All right, they already got his brother in this class, so would not be surprised. I would not.
Hey, man. He always working, bro. Staying up till 1 a.m. upon arrival. Me with recruits instantly, dog. This is what you want to hear, man.
Lane Bradford, the real deal, though. He the real deal.
I agree, bro. Let me play this for you. Hold up. We got a couple of chats I want to get to. Coco in the chat talking about he let us see Ed Osborne back on the roster. That would be interesting. I feel like a lot of people, that's a big fan-centric question right now, because we were talking about D-line coach and all this good stuff. I don't know how he would be with Kyle. I don't know if he'd be an analyst. I don't know what kind of role you put him in. But, hey, his last
He sure don't need no money. You sure ain't going to have to pay him a lot of money.
I hope not. All that damn bread.
LSU make their last payment to Ed Orgeron this month, bro. He ain't hurting for no money, so he could probably come, be an assistant coach or an analyst or whatever for nickel on a dime.
Gee, I need to find me a job like that. Damn. I need to find me a job like that.
You gotta put your time in, bro.
Yeah, I agree. They grinding out here. All right. I want to pop up this video. We're talking about it pre-stream. I'm going to play it first for everybody. Then I'm going to allow you the chance to react.
I'm so appreciative to the people of Oxford and the relationships that I developed here. And when I spoke at my dad's funeral, he moved 17 times. And I realized when all the people, I got all the letters, calls, people showed up from around all those different spots, NC State, all the different spots he coached, and they said he was able to impact them and how much that meant to them. And so I've really strived since that day to really try to impact people and help people through life, through my journey. So just prayed a lot and made a family decision, and hopefully get a chance to go, impact a whole new set of people.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lane Kiffin is here for a good time, not a long time. If you have any kind of good comprehension skills, he's basically telling you that this is just another step in his journey. This is just another spot on a totem pole. He just talked about how his dad moved 17 times and how he impacted people in all those different places. And basically LSU is just another stop that he gets to impact people, and then he's gonna be on to the next. And look, I'm not gonna sit here and bash LSU and Verge Osbury and them for going after Lane Kiffin and things of that nature. That's my opinion. I think they paid him too much money. It is what it is. I get it. They backed to the wall. They had to make a splash. Hey, kudos to y'all. You had to do what you had to do. It's LSU, right? If you can get a national championship, maybe squeeze out 2 national championships, and he's out the door in 5 years, I guess that's a win. I'm just of the mind, I want to set my program up longevity-wise. I want somebody that's going to be here 8 to 10 years, not somebody that's going to be on the next thing smoking as soon as he gets bored. And that's what Lane Kiffin has shown. Go back and look at his track record, bro. Tennessee left in the middle of the night after 1 year. USC got fired. Al Davis with the Raiders, he got fired. The week before the national championship, Nick Saban told him he didn't want him no longer part of this program because he wasn't prepared in staff meeting when they was going over different things with the game plan. Since he's been at Ole Miss, he tried to leave twice. When the Auburn job opened, when Harsin got fired, and then when Saban retired. He's always looking for the next job or the next challenge or whatever he's called it, his conquest or whatever, however you want to put it. Right? That's who Lane Kiffin is. I'm not saying that makes him a bad person, but people got to put in perspective on what they expect from this guy going forward. I just don't anticipate him being here for the long haul. And that video, what he did in that interview he did with Marty Smith, tells it all. He's basically telling you he's going to follow in his dad's footsteps. His dad moved 17 times, bro, and he's impacted people at all those different spots. And that's what he's looking to do.
I want to respond to this one real quick. American Patriot. He's like, oh, I'm bookmarking it. If we win, you can't celebrate. AP, hold up. Shut up, dog. Because I remember I was saying Jaden Daniels a Heisman caliber quarterback. And y'all, everybody in this chat, go back and watch the episode. He in the comments talking about Jaden Daniels sucks. Jaden Daniels ain't a great quarterback. Jaden Daniels this. So were you celebrating in New York whenever he was hosting that Heisman? Probably so. Give G a break. This is
so hold on. I'm confused on why he's saying I can't celebrate, which I wouldn't celebrate, but I'm just saying. I'm a Michigan fan.
It's definitely interesting. I feel like your point is definitely there for the worrying because the Ole Miss situation, I mean, look, if the question was, I want to win a natty, I want to build a legacy, he had the greatest opportunity to be able to do it. And I'm not trying to say that it's the wrong decision. Trust me, look, this is going to be a very good catalyst for LSU. So I'm not going to be complaining. But I get where you're coming from because, look, they got a lot of people in the chat saying somebody even put a damn time limit on it, bro. Where's this one at? He was saying, yeah, he'll be out of here by 2029. I forgot who said it. But either way, I feel
Hold up. I got to get back to American Patriot. Why is he saying I think he think I'm trying. This goes back to what I be saying about people having bad comprehension and don't have good listening skills.
Yeah, I know.
Because I'm not sitting there saying that Lane is not a good coach.
Right.
I'm not sitting there saying that Lane shouldn't have been hired for LSU. I'm saying the thing that the parameters they went through to hire him and the money they paying him. I'm saying I thought that was a bit much, and I thought they had other coaches around the country, preferably in the SEC, that's in the same stratosphere as Lane Kiffin, where you wouldn't have had to go above and beyond to pay him that kind of money. That's all I've been saying. That's all I've been saying.
No, it's an honest opinion too, and he's coming. He's saying he's joking. He's joking. He trying to pump the brakes, pump the brakes, pump the brakes.
I just had to get the business club. I had to get the business club.
Yeah. No, and honestly, look, that's the beauty of this industry, and I've said it multiple times, over and over and over and over. Everybody gonna come on, they're gonna give their spiel, they're gonna give their take, all this good stuff. You got a very unique perspective with a lot of good information, a lot of good intel, a good amount of experience in the field. And they don't call you Nostradamus for no reason. I'm just saying, I don't know. I would be thrilled with a national championship in 5 years. If he's here for 4 to 5 and we can host a trophy and we get to cover a college football playoff, all this good stuff, I would consider it a win. And then I would hope that whoever takes the reins will be able to do like what I'm hoping John Summerall can do, or maybe a Pete Golden can do at Ole Miss. I would be surprised if he stayed the whole 7 years. I'll agree with you on that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 2025. That would put you there at 2032. You could go to college twice, get 2 bachelor's degrees. Like, bro, that is a long time. I can't lie to you. And like, I don't know. I wouldn't blame him if he did it either. I'm just saying the facts are the facts are the facts. Am I glad he's here in Baton Rouge? Of course. Now you have a better chance to be able to have a quality team. However, are we going to worry every time a job pops up? What if Alabama's job pops up? Are we worrying? Yes, you're worrying. I'm just going to be real. I mean, like, there's going to be a lot of scenarios where.
All right. So let me ask you this. How long do you think he stays? That's my first question. Number 2. How long do you think it takes him to win his first national championship at LSU?
All right, I think he stays through 2030. I'll give him 5 years because BK got 4 and he got 4 that were not rough, but like heartbreakers. Had a lot of heartbreaking moments. So I think if BK can stick 4, I think Lane got 5. He did 6 at Ole Miss. So, I mean, look, I'll give him credit in that regard. He was there for a while. How long does it take him to win a natty? Now, year 1 will be interesting. All the pressure will be on them. Everybody's going to think they're a guaranteed playoff team. So that might take a little bit to grow into. I'll give him by year 3 because that was the same exact time frame I gave Brian Kelly. Get your recruiting class, allow them to grow, get some of the guys to go to starters. You were able to get a couple of portal cycles, might not have hit on everybody. You'll probably have your staff finalized by then. I'll say year 3 would be when I'd expect a title, and I think we get 5 seasons out of him.
I don't think he stays 5 years.
How long you got?
I think this could go one of 2 ways. And it's gonna sound like I'm going around in circles when I say this, but I just really think he's a wild card like this. I think if he wins a national championship within 3 years, I think he goes to the NFL.
I think he
goes to the NFL. I think he, if Callahan can't get it done with the Cowboys, I can see him taking it over the Cowboys and being America's team's coach. If he doesn't put LSU up there with the upper echelon teams in the country and at least get to the national championship or at least get to a semifinal within 3 years, I think he's gone.
I could agree with that.
I really believe that. I just think that Lane Kiffin is not here to build something. I don't think he's trying to build a dynasty. I just think that he's gonna come here and he's gonna try. Look, the motherfucker gonna work hard now. He gonna work hard. He gonna do everything he can while he here to win that natty. Don't get it misconstrued. But I just think things get outdated to him fast. I think he gets bored. I think he looks for another opportunity. I know people like that, and I think he gets that from, like he said in the interview with Marty Smith, from his dad. Dad moved 17 times. His dad had impact on all these different people at all these different spots. NC State, he went back all the way when Monty Kiffin coached at NC State, bro. So I think that Lane Kiffin, he's the apple don't fall far from the tree, bro. And I see him being in that same mantra as his dad. I think Lane Kiffin won't be somebody that kind of settles down in one place till he's in his mid-60s. Kind of like his dad did when he got with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yep. American Patriot asks, how long does Saban stay? Saban was at LSU for 5 years, 2000 all the way through 2004. And then to your point,
That's a big reason as to why LSU's in the spot. Obviously, the Les Miles transition into that 2007 Natty season. And look, if Lane can give you a good 4 or 3 and put you in a spot where you can have someone take the reins, I'm all for it. Hanville 07. Damn, this man gave us $11 today. Hold up, everybody stand up. Get this man a damn round of applause, bro. Look, hold up, we got this coming through right now. Appreciate that, Hanville 07. Like I said, warms the damn heart. Question is, if he can keep this class on roster, 2027 is crazy. If he
As it pertains to Pop Houston, that's the quarterback from Evangel, Peyton Houston. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that Lane wants Elijah Haven. I'm hearing he wants Elijah Haven, bro. So I don't know if that means that they're gonna drop Peyton Houston. That's not what I'm saying. But I know I'm hearing that he really likes Elijah Haven from Dunham High School, the quarterback, who is the number one quarterback in his class. So Zyron Forstall, that's the DN that was at Jesuit, transferred to IMG. Man, that kid got one of the best get-offs in the country. Like, not only in the state of Louisiana, but in the country. Like, I watch a lot of tape, and Zyron Forstall definitely is like a baby Von Miller to me when you talk about just get-off. I think he still has some technical things he need to work on, but he's only a junior. He got another year. And I think being at IMG gonna help him with that. So yeah, bro, that's some good names that you just threw out there.
How big is Zyron?
I think he's like 6'3", long arms. He's a really good player. Really good player. I'm gonna tell you the sleeper in this class though. That's what I want to see. Oh my God, I hate when I have brain farts. He go to Tioga High School, receiver. He committed to LSU right now. He's about 6'2". Oh my God, I hate when I do this.
Curvin Johnson.
Say it again.
Curvin Johnson Jr.
Curvin Johnson Jr. Anybody watching this stream, please do yourself a favor and go watch his film. Curvin Johnson Jr. committed to LSU, I think maybe like a month ago or something like that. Receiver, he's about 6'2", 6'3", somewhere around there, good size. This dude is crazy athletic. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he's gonna play as a true freshman. I think Lane gonna have him on the field as a true freshman, just like he did Deuce Alexander at Ole Miss this year.
Yep.
And he better than Deuce Alexander.
Bro, he got a huge build, 6'2", 200, man. He in high school, bro. Put him in the LSU Nutrition Center. Oh, my God.
Bro.
That man gonna be like Nick Anderson.
He is stupid athletic, got crazy ball skills. Man, I think he's the guy. He's the kid in this 26 class that nobody's talking about.
Man.
Really good kid. You know what be happening when I be saying stuff like this about kids in these classes, man. Telling you. I don't just throw stuff out there like that.
Facts. Hey, when there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, go look at his film if you haven't seen him.
There's no lie right here. Gotta use the old trusty. Man, everybody charitable this morning, bro. Holy shit. God damn it. Wilson with the $2. Ruffling G Fellas saying nobody care about Michigan. I ain't never heard Michigan before. You taking it that big Damon. Appreciate that, Damon.
Come on. Look, Damon, check it out. I was hurt the way we lost to Ohio State at home. But you know what I was most proud of? We ain't let them plant that flag on the field.
We had some pride, baby. Brother. Yeah, that was the best defense y'all played that day. I'll give it to you. It was the American Patriot with the $2 of Kiffin. Son comes to LSU. That's a 6-year bid right there in and of itself with how long Knox is going. Did Knox say that he wanted to or not wanted to play with his dad? I mean, look, I don't know what to believe at this point, but what do you think?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I never watched any tape on Kiffin's son. I heard he's good, but I haven't watched any film on him. I saw him in person one time. He doesn't look the part. I mean, I'm not trying to be offensive when I say that, but when I look at him, I don't look at him and say, "All right, this guy's a Division I SEC quarterback." I didn't say that to myself when I saw him. I know he still got he only a junior, right?
Let me look it up.
Oh, sophomore or junior.
I thought he was 2027. So
yeah, he's a junior then. So I haven't really watched him, so it's hard for me to speak on it.
Let me pull up his recruiting profile. 2028 class of 2028.
Well, you're a sophomore. I knew he was young.
Okay, man, he big dog, 6'2". What is that? It's like 6'4". That's a huge
when I say he don't look the part, I'm talking about like his weight.
No, I know. Yeah. I just thought about that, though. I'm like, Jesus, bro. 'Cause I
Lane
know
Kiffin
Lane
tall.
tall.
Lane Kiffin about 6'3".
Yeah, dog. I seen him in person when we were in Oxford, and I was like, holy crap. Let me find one of these comments. JTL is asking what time is the press conference? It is at 3:30. In 30 minutes, I'm about to shack out of here, man. Come on, that thing gonna be packed. I ain't never seen a press conference as packed as what we about to see. I know it's gonna be wall to wall, G. Everybody standing room only. Come on. It's gonna be interesting. About to hop out of here. Appreciate everybody for donating. Seriously. Makes me feel good, bro. Gotta do a couple more of these. Come on. Yeah. Left 16 bones, American Patriot. Appreciate you, dog. Damon Wilson. Appreciate you. Hanville 07 with the double dono. Much appreciated. G, here's what I think the move is, okay? Here's what I think the move is. And I might be crazy. Ain't gonna be crazy. Anyway, what we gotta do, we gotta make a lotto this weekend. We gotta make a couple NFL picks, couple CFB picks.
Hold up. What about my picks?
Whoa. You want your flowers? Is that what you're talking about with your sweep? Why you didn't bring the broom? The broom. You need to bring the broom, dog. I would have saw if I saw.
This is my second sweep or my third sweep?
No, that's your third. You did 2 by yourself, 1 with me. Wait, we might have done 2 together. Either way, you got 3 of them. I only got 2. You got 3. You got more sweeps and you got 4 better wins. Look, hey, I ain't afraid to tell the truth. You got it right now. Look, all right. So if you winning it and you sweeping shit, we gonna be
put my record on the screen, man. Put my record on the screen, man.
All right, hold up. I'll put it on the screen.
Put my record on the screen, man.
I'm in the lab right now. We about to do this real quick. Hold up.
Put my record on the screen, man. I need to see it.
Man. We didn't even come up with no competition, so I'm getting off the hook. Boy. All right, let's see. 27-13 for this guy, G. 24-16 for JV.
I'm the guy.
Wait. I'm not 24-16. I'm 23-17. Look, I'm sitting here trying to lie to you on the stream, everybody. Everybody F's in the chat for Big JV. What the hell? We got our things flipped. I'm down 4 games. Gee, I'm down 4 games. Why are you doing this? Why? How? Man, this is ridiculous, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. We keeping this thing going to the natty. I got to. Here's your record. You want it on the screen? Lane, my bad, Lane. Hold up. Move over, big dog. Lane, move over, big dog. Hold up. Bing. There you go.
I don't see it.
You don't see it? Everybody in the chat see it. Everybody in the chat, comment if you see it. Come on. Everybody comment.
I don't see
it. I need the chat to jump. Gee, I don't know what to tell you. Nah, I'll put you back in there. Do you see it? What the hell?
I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that thing. I don't see that thing.
Man, I can see it on my screen. Somebody in the chat confirm if you see it on the day. Someone said I see that doo-doo record. Ah, yeah, that's funny. Be quiet. Someone say it's close. It's 4 games. Close. It's 4 games. Gee, don't think it's over with.
We do. Listen, you about to be shit out of luck. You gonna have to sweep me, and then hope I go 1 and 2.
All right, chill out, bro. Someone said we see it. I see it. All right, G. I ain't ducking it, man.
It look pretty. It look good.
I don't know. I think it need a little work. We'll be
winners win, man.
At least I'm above 500. I'd be in a bowl game. It might be Boston Bay Beans Bowl, but hey, I'm in a bowl game, bro. Come on.
Like I always say, you gotta be able to handle success, man. You gotta be able to handle success.
Let's see if you can. We're gonna put this money to work. Put some picks on the slip. I think we can flip it.
I'm a humble guy.
Yeah, you're a humble guy right here. Someone said that's BK record at LSU that G got. Oh, damn. Why BK caught a straight? BK caught a straight. G. It might not be that pretty, then. I ain't gonna lie to you. All right. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. We're about to hop out of here. We had a nice crowd throughout this. Before y'all leave, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe. Go follow my guy G on socials. Click the description. I got every single link. If you like Facebook, I got his Facebook. You like Twitter, I got his Twitter. Instagram, got the Instagram. YouTube, got the YouTube. Come on, bro. We got everything on here. Live again Wednesday at 1 o'clock at 3:30. I'm gonna try my damnedest to go live from that press conference, everybody. If the Wi-Fi is don't flood the comments and hate on me. I'm trying, bro. I'm trying, G. I'm gonna try to get the people what they want. A live stream from the presser at 3:30. If it can't go live, just know I'm gonna have the clips for you. I'm gonna get it up after.
Make sure you add my page to the live.
Yes, sir. Got it done, man. Appreciate American Patriot once again. Appreciate our guy Damon Wilson. Appreciate BK Jones. Appreciate Hanville. Appreciate Blanche. Everybody in the chat spamming it up all stream long. Probably got 100 comments, bro. Got a little family going, man. It's been a long year, bro. But look, it's about the connections that you made along the way. It ain't about the wins. It ain't about the playoffs, man. It's just about the camaraderie. Let's get out of here. G, appreciate your time. Appreciate everybody watching. See y'all Wednesday.